The Holy Trinity of Quantum Holy Books. We're going to talk about that a bit. But here's a prophecy for you that I know will come true. Future generations will write more books, for many more years, about the age of the one God religions, much longer than the age of the one God religions. Okay, there's a prophecy for you. I guarantee you it comes true. And that would mean we have to hang around for another 10 or 20,000 years to see if it comes true. So somebody write that down. John Ross said that in 20,000 years they'll still be writing about the age of the one true God religions. I don't mean to ignore the Hindu religion, because that actually might be one of my favorites, and all those Eastern things, I've looked into them and there's things to say about them, but I've spent my time mostly on the Torah and the New Testament and a little time with the Qur'an, and I think the more I think about it, the more it is vital for everyone who's involved in these religions to see the similarity in these religions, and to see, the Quran quotes Jesus Christ more than it does Mohammed, and it quotes Noah and Abraham, and it's a mixture, it's a rerun of the Jewish and Christian religion put into a new, what I like to call, chant. And I don't mean this sarcastically, because when you look back at history, you could almost say that it was necessary to unite the fairly wild creatures that I like to call apes, and I don't mean that sarcastically, we're all apes. And books have been important for us to learn the language and to learn a starting point from morality. Of course, it's pretty hard to interpret all this kind of stuff in there, and it's always both sides, of course. But I think that's one of the points we overlook, is the continual contradiction in all three of the Holy Trinity. And not that this is a bad thing, but this is a deliberate thing, and that you could almost say it's a quantum mechanic kind of a story writing. And Quran, you can't even say it's a story, it's more of a guideline book, a chant about how to live, but it's also done in such a way that you can't really be sure, but which is a good thing, because what it means, without saying it, is you have to go beyond what we're saying here, and this here is a practicing field. If you spend 20 years reading the Holy Scriptures of the Jewish religion, the Torah and the rest of it, and the Christian Bible, it would be neat to get some books that have been left out, and the Quran, you will get a very good understanding of our history in thinking, what happened, not so much, but more than anything, you'll get a very vigorous training from going from love to hate, from exaltation to depression, and it's a training. And if you can read that and see that and feel it, I think once you finally put the books down and say, okay, this is my upbringing, this is what my ancestors did, where do I go from here? And when I think about it, where we go from here, we're all going the same direction. Even if you're an atheist or whatever your religion is, we're going to end up in space, and that's going to change our lives so much that religion is just going to become first it'll become a hobby, which will be okay. We'll have it at home for a family, and it'll get out of the state because it's a disaster there. And we'll learn, okay, God is in me, and it says that. Jesus says that, and in the Quran it says that. God is closer than your jugular vein. God is in us, and I think an atheist can agree with that. As an atheist, I say, yeah, the God thing is the instinct, the evolution. Oh, this is getting too long now, isn't it? Okay, we'll wrap it up. But mostly what I want to say is, perhaps religion does more good than bad if we can get to the other side of it, if we can read it and interpret it and see the story or see the directions and take from it what we want to, but not stop there. Go. I mean, you have to know about evolution, and none of that. You have to know about science. You have to know about physics. To only know about religion is simply a very, very small part of what is. And so, yeah, whatever. Read your holy books, but don't kill each other over it. And I think everybody, Jew, Christian, and Muslim, should be able to go to Jerusalem and say this is where what's-his-name died or what's-his-name went up to heaven. It's pointless. I'd go there and do it anyway, because I think it was cool that people thought so much of these things. I mean, our ancestors are cool to think about. They got us through to here, so hooray for them. But we're here now, and it's us, and we have to take it from here. So we cannot be relying on the laws and beliefs, and especially we cannot let the priest take away our contact with God. If you want to believe in God, you have to do it in a closed closet, like Jesus said. You have to believe in your own head. And that won't be too much different than the atheist, so you'll find yourself getting along with everybody. If your God is in your own head, and your communication with your God is helping you get through, I mean, I do the same thing, but I use other people as well. So don't get hung up on your own hits too much and listen to the rest of the world. Listen to the birds even. And especially listen to your friends of different religions and of no religion, and let's have some fun.